Okay, so this question we're looking at sequences, and we basically start every sequence question the same way, and that's to find the difference between each term. So we're going to find what those differences are. So the first one here, we're not adding anything. The second one, we're adding 2. The next one, we're adding 4. And then we're adding 6. And then we're adding 8. Because they're not the same, that tells me that it's not a linear sequence. And therefore, I need to find the next line of differences. And that gives me adding 2 every time. So now that I know that the second line of differences is the same, I know that it's a quadratic sequence. So one method that we can use to find the quadratic sequence, we know that this term here gives me 2a. So 2a is equal to 2, and therefore a is equal to 1. Then we have this next term here, and we know that 3a plus b gives me 0. And 3 lots of 1 plus b tells me that b must be equal to minus 3. And then the last one, we know that this term here, the minus 2, is equal to a plus b plus c. So a plus b plus c is equal to minus 2. We now know that a is 1. We know that b is equal to minus 3. And we're trying to find what the c value would be. So the c value there is actually 0. There is no c value. So this is all for thinking about it in terms of ax squared plus bx plus c, or in terms of this question, we can think of this in terms of n, since we're doing a sequence question. So I know that a is 1, so that gives me 1n squared. I know that b is 3, minus 3, so minus 3n, and then I've got plus 0 at the end, which I don't need to write. When I'm finding the next 2 terms, I can either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I can substitute in the 7 and the 8 into n, so 7 squared minus 3 times 7, 8 squared minus 3 times 8, or I can use the differences to calculate it as well. I know that the next one will be plus 2 again, so that means that I'm adding on 10, in which case it would be 28, and I can do the same again. So it doesn't matter there whether you're doing it using the formula or whether you're doing it using the differences to start off with, okay? But either way, your next 2 terms are 28 and 40, and your nth term is n squared minus 3n.